This is Matt Noble from Boxing UK. I'm here with Campbell Hatton on the undercard of AJ Franklin. Campbell, how you doing?
Really good, mate. Just last couple of weeks has been preparing for this. Only just boxed, so nice quick turnaround, and just really excited to get in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you already boxed on the 11th of March, so not very long ago, straight back into camp.
That was it. We didn't need any time off. But we've been training a long time. I got an original date for the year. For my first fight of the year was meant to be the end of January, and shows got put back and things changed. So I've been in camp for 16 weeks this weekend. So been no stone left unturned at all. And I think coming into this fight on the back of a good win only 3 weeks ago, we was already fit, we was already sharp, and we just built on that and got fitter and sharper since then. So it's just everything set up nicely for me to put in a big performance. I've just got to go in there on the night and make it count.
Well, I definitely think a rest is due after this fight because you've been back to back.
So do I, mate. So do I. Can't wait for one.
Well, of course, it's your first 8-rounder. You're stepping up the levels, going through the gears. How do you feel going into that one?
Yeah, I think it's really going to suit me. All my trouble comes in fights when I try and rush things in, and I'm trying to go 100 mile an hour straight away. I think having the extra couple of rounds, because I know I'm fit for it. The engine or my gas doesn't come into my mind. I know I've got 8 solid rounds. I've got more in the tank, so I just think it's going to be a plus to me. I'll have that more time where I'm not going to feel like I have to rush things, because 8 rounds is a long time.
Of course, just touching back to early on in your career, you did come out full steam in the first of your career. You was on the big shows, main events. You've gone the back route, you've taken a bit of time, gone the quiet road, went out in Europe, had a few fights out there, smaller cards. How important do you think that's helped in your development to get into the 8-round fight that you are right now?
Massively. I started off on the big shows, and it did affect my performance, especially the one at Tottenham. And as a team, we evaluated things as a result of that, where we thought, yeah, that was too much too soon. We'll go away to some small shows and we can perform without that pressure. And I think it was just a case of, because I had no pressure, I showed the real Campbell Hatton. And then I showed myself what I was capable of when I do relax, and sort of gave myself the blueprint of how I need to go forward. And that, I'm not going back to that now. We've been back to big shows. I boxed in Abu Dhabi at the back end of last year, which was a massive card, and those mistakes didn't creep back. I think I'm much better equipped to deal with these stages now, and I'm going to treat it as grateful as I am to be on this platform and this type of show. I'm going to treat it as any other.
So it's still early 2023. You're going to have your first 8-rounder. Where do you see yourself or fighting for by the end of 2023?
Yeah, I'd like by the back end of the year. I think a title of some sort's well within my reach, or at least on the doorstep of one, possibly early next year. But I want to get a few 8-rounders under my belt, and I think there's a few fighters that like to call me out, but they need to be careful what they wish for, because it's just a matter of time for things to click into place. And I think being on these 8-rounders and longer fights where it's not as much of a sprint is going to make that happen. So I've got no doubt that this weekend's going to be the best Campbell Hatton we've ever seen, and just wait and see. Cause I think the back end of the year, a belt round my waist isn't too out my reach.
Well, talking of the best Campbell Hatton, it'll be what an occasion, what a moment. Fighting on an AJ undercard. Of course, AJ is the biggest draw in the UK. How do you see the fight going on the main event?
I think AJ is going to win in devastating fashion. He's going to, from listening to him talk, I reckon he's going to get that dog back in him that got him to that level. And we don't. He came into that second Ruiz fight and chose to box more, which was needed for that fight, but then I think he's stuck with it when it's probably not suited. I think it's good to have that in his locker, but I think do what got you there this weekend, and he's going to go in there, be that knockout artist that we're used to seeing, and I think he's going to look $1 million, to be honest.
Hopefully AJ looks $1 million. Hopefully yourself looks $1 million. Two top performances and on to bigger and better things.
Top man.
Thank you for your time, Hatton.
Cheers, pal.
See you.